All right, YouTube, on this video, I'm going to show you guys how to update your Terminator X from version 2 to version 3. So let's get it. All right, so right off the bat, when you turn on your Terminator X, I'm going to show you how to check what version you have. So as it boots up, you're going to go into File, you're going to go to Hardware and Software. Right there it tells you you have version 2.0. So we're running version 2 on this one. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade the LCD screen to version 3. And also the ECU that controls the engine to version 3. So if you already have a file or a tune for your computer, for your engine setup, you're gonna wanna go ahead and save that first. So we're gonna go to File, we're gonna hit Global Files, and then we're gonna hit Download from ECU. So your ECU, wherever your computer's at for your engine, that has its own file in there. And then these are the files that are saved to this card here. If you ever go through the wizard and create a file, it'll save it from here. And then I'll also put it onto your ECU. So as you can see, ours is empty. So we're gonna download from ECU. Oh. Come on, baby. All right. And there's the name of the file right there. We're gonna hit OK. Or you can hit Save As and put whatever you want to name it. But we just hit OK. And we're gonna save it to that. All right, so this is our tune that we currently have in the engine right now. So we're gonna go ahead and turn off the key and pull the SD card out. For those of you that don't know, the SD card is on the side. It's hard to do everything with one hand, but I'm doing it for the YouTube people. All right, so next you're gonna insert your mini or micro SD card into your computer, and you can see right here it pops up. So now we're gonna look at the Holley. We're gonna look for FW200. If you're running version 2, software 2, it should only have two folders, F100 or FW0100 and FW0200. So in the 200 folder is where our tune's gonna be at. So we're gonna open that up, save global files, and that's our tune right there. So we're gonna wanna save that to our computer. I'm gonna try to use my other hand. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and just save it to the desktop. Boom. All right. Now we're gonna go on to, we're still here in our SD cards. We're gonna delete everything on here. All right. Don't worry about it. You can go ahead and delete it. It's no big deal. Because we're gonna replace all these different folders with a version 3 folder, and it's still gonna give you the same stuff, the F0200 folder, the F0100 folder, but we're basically starting from scratch. So we're gonna delete everything in the SD card. All right, so on the right is our SD folder. For some reason it will not let me delete this. If it doesn't, guys, if you have a system error or something like that and it doesn't let you delete certain files, don't worry about it. We can still keep going. So that's our folder. You can see it's empty for now. We're gonna go to Holley.com, and then we are gonna go to EFI. So we're actually, I'm sorry, let's go straight to Holley.com, the homepage, so you can see how I got here. So we're at Holley.com. We're gonna go to EFI fuel injection. Then we're gonna go to Terminator X. From there, you're gonna scroll all the way down until you get to right here. It says tech support, and or it says tech and supporting documents. You're gonna click on that. Once you go there, you're gonna go all the way down until you hit Terminator X. Terminator X. Right here we have version 3, and then we have version 3 SD card contents. You're gonna click on that, and right here up top you can see it downloading. So I've downloaded it a couple of times, but I'm doing everything from the beginning just so you guys can see it. So now it's downloaded. It should be in your download folder. If you don't know how to get to it, just click on this little folder here. It opens it up, and there it is. From there, we are gonna move it. Yeah. Go on the side, buddy. All right, let me use my trusty right hand. Okay, so from there, we are gonna move it to our desktop. Boom, boom. Sure, we'll replace the one we already have by doing it again. So once you have it saved in your desktop, you can see it's right here on the top. I'm gonna go ahead and open that up. Then you see all these different files here. These are all the ones you have in your SD card. So I'm gonna go ahead and move it to the side. I'll look for my SD card folder. So there's my SD card folder on the right. This is what I took out of Terminator X. This is the stuff over here I just downloaded and opened up. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab that and just drag it over here. And this will probably take about 2 to 3 minutes to copy over. So after it's done copying over, I'll show you what to do next. So you can see it's still downloading. Don't forget, guys, this is just the files for the Terminator X. We still have our ECU tune for our engine saved to our desktop. So we're gonna have to move that over to this folder, back to our SD card. And again, if you guys like these type of videos, make sure you guys support the channel, like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And that'll help us out, so that way I can keep posting videos and make a few pennies for every time you guys watch it. All right, you can see it's almost done downloading. And a real quick plug, guys, if you guys do need help with your LS swap, definitely subscribe to my Instagram. I have an LS swap chat in there where I help people diagnose the problems. And I've seen the Facebook pages. If you think it's the same, it's completely different. On my Instagram, I'm the only one that answers questions. I've seen all these different Instagram or Facebook pages where the support is just crazy. Just tell you to replace random parts, and then hopefully they got it right. All right, so we got it downloaded. So now we are gonna go. You guys remember where we pulled that? Come on, man. That file from, right? It was the F200s. So we're gonna go ahead and put it back there. Save global files. I'm gonna go ahead and look for our file. There it is. I'm gonna grab that. Oh, sorry. Grab that file. Drag it. And then boom, it's back onto our SD card. So now we can go ahead and close this out and put our SD card back into our Terminator X. All right, so just a heads up, as soon as you turn the key on, it's gonna look for newer software version. So if it finds it, it's gonna want to update it right off the bat. So if for some reason you had your tune on your ECU and you didn't save it, it's just gonna erase it. Oh. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and turn the key on right off the bat. You see how it checks? It's checking for newer software update. So it does that every time you start it. It's looking at the SD card, and if it sees a new software update, it's just gonna update it. You see how it did it automatically? So that's what happens if you have your SD card plugged in with newer software. It's just going to update it. It says remove SD card and reboot device. So we're going to go ahead and remove the SD card, and device is rebooting. Boom. There it is. Now we can put it back in if we want, because don't forget we have the tune in there. So now it says upgrade ECU and calibrate to version 3. Of course we want to do that. That's the reason we're here, right? So hit the OK. Gives you a little warning, says anytime during the firmware update, do not turn power off, do not remove SD card, do not unplug the handheld. Let's go ahead and rock this. This shouldn't take long. The longest part was downloading the software and transferring it over to the SD card. All right, so one of the main reasons you'd want to update to version 3, especially for you guys that are using E85. So what this allows you to do is, if you have your E85 sensor, the harness and everything set up on your Terminator X to run E85, this will actually show you the percentage of ethanol content while you're driving. So that way, in case you use different gas stations and one gas station has a higher ethanol content, because some of them say the ethanol is anywhere between 66 to 83. So that way you can tell which gas station is good and then which gas station is kind of not as good. You know what I mean? All right, so now it takes us to this screen where it says please run the wizard or load the calibration. So on this car we could do either or, because we don't really have it tuned yet. We just ran a wizard to get it running. So we could either do a wizard again, or we could download the calibration file that we saved on our SD card that we transferred over to our laptop, put back on our SD card. So let's go ahead and do that, see if it's still on here. I'm gonna go to File, Global Files. There's a file that we saved, so we're gonna go ahead and upload that to the ECU. So the ECU is an engine control unit. will control the computer. This is your LCD screen. So you could either upload to ECU, which you pick a file and you move it over to the ECU, or whatever files on the ECU, you download it to this. So we're gonna upload to ECU, hit OK. And now it's gonna put the tune back on the computer that we had, but now it's a version 3 tune. So we're gonna hit OK and turn off the key for 4 seconds. All right, it's been 4 seconds. Turn the key on. Now you should hear your fuel pump kick on. That means it took the tune. If you don't hear the fuel pump kick on, that means it did not take a tune. So you got to redo it again or figure out why it's not taking a tune. So we did hear our fuel pump kick on. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit OK. So there's a little trick to this. Some people mess it up, but pay attention. You won't mess it up if you pay attention, and of course if you follow me. So go ahead and hit auto throttle position sensor auto set. So I'm gonna click on that. It says make sure ignition is on and engine is not started. We got that. So now we're gonna hit start. Now it says slowly press the pedal to the floor, then slowly release, and do this twice, and then it says next. So we're gonna do that twice and then hit next. Some people hit next and it gives you an error. So we're gonna go to our pedal, floor it twice, 1, 2. So what it's doing is it's looking for a difference of voltage whenever you start and whenever you finish, start and finish. So if you do it correctly, you hit next, it'll say TPS auto set was successfully done. All right guys, so this one doesn't have the E85 sensor, but in order to change it, if you guys don't know, you could pick up whatever dash you want, and you can hit dash setup. I want to just pick a random one. All right, come on, dash setup. And then we're just gonna change one. So you're gonna look for number 255. So you can see on this one it says 255 input. If we had changed the Terminator X to get that input and read that input as an E85 sensor, it would say E85 sensor here or whatever you labeled it. But since this one doesn't have an E85 sensor, I'm gonna go ahead and take you over to a car that does. All right guys, so the Chevelle does have an E85 sensor and it's already updated to version 3. So let me go ahead and show you what that will look like when you actually do set it. So I'll show you exactly what it looks like on here so that way you can see. So we're gonna go back. Hopefully you guys can see that because I know it's kind of sunny. So I'll block that. So we're gonna go to dash 3. Oops, sorry. Dash 3. I'm gonna change it, change the gauges. I think we already have one that reads. Yeah, so this one here. This already reads 85. So you see how it says 255 on there? And now it says 85 sensor because we named it 85 sensor in the tune on the settings. So this one's already set up for that. Let's go ahead and save that. Now we're gonna look at it. So see how it says percentage air low. Once you start it, you can see how it's reading the 85 sensor. So right now we have mostly gas in here, but before that it was a full tank of 85. But you can see how it's reading around 55% 85. So like I said, that's one of the benefits. Another benefit to going up to the version 3, but you will have to make this change in your laptop, which I'll show you guys right now. But basically what it does is, if you guys notice with the version 2, whenever the temperature, whenever the fans or the engine is hot, let's say it was already at 185 and we have our fan set to 185, if you were to turn the key on, your fan would just come on and they would stay on until it lowers below your threshold. So with the newer version, you could actually have it to where the fans stay off no matter how hot the engine is. The fans stay off until you actually start the vehicle. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna show you how to do that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. Remember we saved a copy of that file up here. This is a version 2 file if you remember. So we're gonna use the version 3 Terminator X desktop software. We're gonna open up a global file and we're gonna actually open up that version 2 file, and that will then convert it over to a version 3 file. So we're gonna go ahead and choose. We're gonna go all the way to our desktop there. We're gonna look for that file. If I can find it. Not that, come on. Desktop, there's desktop. And then we're gonna look for that file. Okay, there's a file. You see how it says it's a version 2 file? So as soon as we open it up in the version 3 software, it converts it over to a version 3 file. So now there's a file. You can see there's our parameters. There's all our tune. So what you want to do is you're going to go up here to your ECU configuration. Let's see, engine parameters. That's not it. Basic input and outputs. There you go. Basic input and outputs. Right here you see where it says electric fans, fan 1, fan 2. Right here is where it comes on. It's at 195 for fan 1, and it will turn off when it goes below 180. Now here you can click on engine running only, so you click on that, and you can put always when AC on. So if you have the AC trigger censored, wired up, whenever you put the AC on, the fans will come on. So you can have both of these clicked. Now with both of those clicked, if you turn the key on and it's above, let's say it's 200 degrees Fahrenheit, which is above the on, because the engine's not running yet, it will not kick your fans on. If you click these off and your engine's at 200 degrees, as soon as you turn the key on, it's gonna turn your fans off to cool it off. So that's just a different thing you can do with version 3. I like to have this clicked on because sometimes I like to, you know, turn the key on, mess with some settings, and I don't want the fans draining my battery. So if you guys have any questions, you can comment down below. I check YouTube every once in a while, but if you need help with your swap, definitely hit up my Instagram, subscribe, and I got you. I also do story time on my Instagram, which is basically a bunch of stories from my subscribers where they have issues, and I show you guys how we diagnose it and what was the end cause or the root cause of that issue and how we fixed it. But I'll catch you guys in the next video.